In mentioning all of this, let's take a look back at the timeline. We know that CHOP formed about 3 weeks ago. It was originally called CHAZ, but the Capitol Hill Organized Protest, or CHOP, is the name that everyone's stuck with. This took several blocks of East Pine Street. The goal was to draw attention to racial injustice and police brutality and inequities. That was also followed by these cries to defund the Seattle Police Department. But since then, CHOP has been marred with violence and other issues. I think the big headlines were the 4 shootings that injured 6 people, left 2 people dead. And just the reiteration, these are young lives, 19-year-old and a 16-year-old. Now, the city tried to remove those some of those barricades last Friday, but they backed off after they were met with protesters. Things got pretty heated on this morning's show last Friday when protesters were laying in the streets there. So SDOT crews finally managed to take them away yesterday, only to see protesters put up these makeshift barriers. And again, right now we know that the police department has reclaimed the East Precinct, but there is no word yet on when they will physically move in.